going into that. Right up the front, Keegan doing his thing. She is sending it, check it out. Push.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is the inaugural LEADOUT show for the coming to you from the 36th edition of the Lifetime Sea Otter Classic. This is the world's premier cycling festival. My name is Kimo Seymour. I'm with Lifetime Events, coming to you from beautiful Monterey, California. This weekend at Sea Otter, we're expecting about 80,000 people to attend the festival. About 1,100 brands will be represented in the expo. We're expecting about 7,000 people camping and about 7,000 people racing their bikes over the course of 4 days. This is also the kickoff to the 2026 Lifetime Grand Prix. That's our series of 6 iconic off-road events all across the country, challenging some of the best gravel and mountain bike riders from around the world. Sea Otter is more than just a race. It really kind of sets the tone for the season for the Lifetime Grand Prix. Really a test for the riders. We'll have new riders, new teams. They'll have new sponsors, new partners. Really exciting way to kick off the year here at the Lifetime Sea Otter Classic. Also want to welcome my co-hosts here today, starting with the great Lauren Hall.
Thank you, Kimo. It's so great to be back here in Sea Otter and to be alongside the two of you.
So glad to be working with you again, Lauren, and getting into the studio this year, and no more of the goggles.
That's okay. That's all right. I love that too, man. It was great.
Be a little cleaner this year. I've also got the one and only Sarah Sturm.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. This is pretty crazy to be on this side of the tape, but yeah, I'm excited. Sidelined a little bit, but this is a good substitute.
We're so excited to have you in here with us, Sturmy.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for helping us out.
Nice. So what we're going to see on this LEADOUT show, we are going to do a recap from last year, and we're also going to have a couple of special guests here today. We've got Jeff Frost, our race organizer. We are going to be welcomed by Cam Jones, our Lifetime Grand Prix winner from last year from the wild card. And we will also have our U23 winner, Ruth Holcomb. Can't wait to have them in the studio.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, but also let's take a quick look back at the 2025 season, because that was exciting too.
The 2025 Lifetime Grand Prix. 6 races, 1 season-long battle. Gravel, mountain, endurance, where every position matters and every point counts. It started at Sea Otter, a new gravel format and an early test. Sofia Gomez-Vichafanye edged out Cecily Decker for top Grand Prix points, while Keegan Swenson set the tone on the men's side. It unbound 200 miles across the Flint Hills, a race of survival. Cam Jones confirmed his wildcard entry with a dominating win as Sofia Gomez-Vichafanye delivered when it mattered most for Grand Prix points. Leadville, high altitude, no margin for error. Keegan Swenson delivered once again, while Melissa Rollins, finishing under 7 hours, was second on the day and claimed top Grand Prix points. Schwamigan, short, fast, and full gas. A drag race through the woods. Alexi Vermeulen surged to the front, while Melissa Rollins continued her consistency in the standings. At Little Sugar, tight, technical, and unforgiving. Cam Jones took control, while Sofia Gomez-Vichafanye strengthened her hold on the overall. And then Big Sugar, the finale. Wet, shortened, tactical. Matt Beers took the win, while Sofia Gomez-Vichafanye closed out her season at the front of the Grand Prix. But it wasn't just about the win, it was about the standings. And in the end, the riders who could deliver again and again and rose above the rest. On the men's side, Cam Jones takes the overall title ahead of Simone Pelot and Toby Rode. For the women, Sofia Gomez-Vichafanye ended on top, with Cecily Decker in second and Melissa Rollins in third. That was your 2025 Lifetime Grand Prix.
Hello, Cam. Welcome to this side with our fun little mics. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to quickly ask, so you went last year from wild card spot, so this time last year at Sea Otter, you weren't even in the Grand Prix officially, to winning the whole thing. How has your life changed?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy coming to these events and having so many people recognize you.
Is that new?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I first came over to the States, didn't know anyone. No one really knew who I was, and I think that helped me in some of the races. At Unbound, for example, helped me sneak away. But yeah, there's no doubt there'll be a target on my back, and everybody knows who I am now. At events and just out on the roads, you go to some random town and people will be asking for photos, so it's pretty cool. It's a good way to meet people.
So you're famous now is what you're saying?
I guess so.
Are you like signing autographs?
I did have to work on my signature last year.
Learn how to spell your name a little bit better?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's adding to, is it helping you, or do you feel like that pressure is sort of building in a new way?
I don't think I'm feeling any more pressure this year.
Mm-hmm.
Quite enjoying, just being in the spotlight and having, so many people to meet through just, taking photos and signing stuff, and, just cool to meet people.
Well, you've also had a really great start to your season. I mean, you had a great result at Mid-South, and you set an FKT, I believe? Yeah,
had a good few sort of projects on this New Zealand summer, and since I've been over here, had a couple of road races, a couple of gravel races, which, showed that the form's good going into this season, and
so
went for a hot lap around the White Rim Trail a few weeks ago, which was super cool.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. How do you feel going into Sea Otter specifically?
Yeah, I think this year actually feeling a lot less pressure than the first two times I've been here. So my first time here was all about trying to get a cycling career, and there was a lot of pressure on my result to then go around the expo and find support. And then last year with Scott was my first year as a pro, so I sort of felt a lot of expectation to deliver then. And also with the wild card, I knew that it was the Sea Otter was going to help define my season if I got into the Grand Prix or not. And so this year, my result's not really going to change anything. That said, I'm still looking to do as well as I can, and there's sort of no excuses now not to perform.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's interesting. So a little bit less pressure in some ways going in. You're already in the Grand Prix. How do you feel about the course specifically? Yeah,
pretty much the same as last year. So it's nice to have done it last year and know how it races. We've done one lap of the course yesterday, and it's going to be fun. There's nowhere to hide really on that course, so I think the strongest riders will rise to the top.
Do you have a teammate out there?
Nah, no official teammates, just a privateer. So, but you sort of have the odd alliance in there and use it when it suits.
Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like you're sort of like the people's champion, so I feel like folks are going to want to like help you out there, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, I have a fun question for you because you were the wild card last year. Who's your pick for the wild card this year of the men's?
Yeah, I don't really want to give away anyone's secret form, but I think a good couple of picks would be two of last year's wild card winners, Skylar Taylor and Matthew Wilson. They were both in last year, and so they've done it once. I'm sure they can do it again.
All right, we'll keep our eyes out for those guys. Thank you so much, Cam.
Thanks for being here, Cam. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck. We're cheering.
Okay, we're going to talk about share a little bit more information about the Lifetime Grand Prix. So the Lifetime Grand Prix is will be made up of 25 men, 25 women. We started out by selecting 22 on each side through a selection process last fall. And as you just heard with the wildcard program that we introduced last year, 3 men and 3 women, 4 women this year will have the opportunity to achieve a wild card, thanks to Sturmy sitting here next to me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you can thank that 4th wild card can thank Sturmy. Event participation. So 6 events in the series, 3 gravel, 3 mountain bike events. 5 of 6 events are required for all athletes must start to be eligible for the overall in the Grand Prix. Tiebreaker will be Big Sugar gravel, and that's mandatory. It serves as the tiebreaker. The prize purse. So Bit of a change in the prize purse this year. The way the points work from rankings, actually for prize purse from 1st to 10th place are eligible for the prize money, starting at $50,000, working all the way down to $7,000 for 10th place. And another addition this year, we've added a $2,500 finisher bonus for all athletes that actually complete the Lifetime Grand Prix this year. And then the point system. So points are earned by how athletes place in each event. Starting with 30 points for first place, they drop 2 points down from first down to sixth, and then from sixth down to first place, they drop 1 point. So we take all those points. Again, athletes have the opportunity to drop one race out of the six, so the best ranking in 5 out of the 6 events. And then the prize purses for the individual events, a couple changes there this year. $60,000 each for Unbound and Leadville, $30,000 prize purses for Sea Otter, Schwamigan, Little Sugar, and Big Sugar. And Lauren's going to take us through the schedule this year.
Sarah, can I take your spot? Because I would love to try my hand at some of that cash. Holy
I know,
smokes.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, man, do we have a series coming up this year? Again, a lot of these races we have all seen before, but my gosh, like with this talent, we have so many great races coming up, starting with, of course, tomorrow's Sea Otter Classic. The legendary Unbound Gravel in Emporia, Kansas, the Race in the Sky Leadville Trail 100, the mountain bikers race of all, Schwamigan, and then bookended at the end of the season by Little Sugar and Big Sugar. Oh my gosh, so much great racing to be had. And we are now welcomed by our U23 winner from last year. Thank you so much, Ruth Holcomb, for being here.
Thanks, Ruth. Yay. Okay, we have a lot to get through in a very short period of time. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna jump right in. You won the U23 competition, and it finds you in the elite race this year. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I never really thought I'd be racing Lifetime, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited. It's like my first elite year. Like, I'm out of U23 anyways, so there's like really no better way to get started. So I'm really excited.
That's crazy. I mean, I remember coaching you when you were like, I don't know,
my gosh.
6?
Like, yeah, so little.
It's crazy to like sit here next to you. I'm really excited to watch your season. So success looks maybe a little bit different this year, or how are you approaching the season now with the elites?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think last year was really nice to have the U23 category because maybe I wasn't quite where I wanted to be, like, stacking up against the elites when we would race them, but I would still, you know, like, get on the podium or win the U23 category, which was really nice. This year, I definitely just kind of want some consistency.
Cool.
Yeah, like, want to see where I can be, what I can do. Definitely, like, some of the mountain bike stuff, try and be up at the front, but yeah, just kind of focus on consistency for sure.
Yeah, so you get to kind of dip your toe into the elite field, which is great. Do you feel like there's more pressure?
You know, I think last year I kind of put that pressure on myself of like, well, I'm like sponsored. I am an elite athlete. I want to just like be with the elites anyway. So for me, it feels like very similar to last year, maybe just without the like reward of also getting to race the U23s.
Were you on every podium?
Everyone that I had a couple issues where I didn't finish, but I did place on every U23 podium.
So you're going to have to find like your own meaning from each race, which is
you know, maybe
a
have my
talent.
own podium of like,
it's
is
good.
a great race for myself. Yeah.
And you come from mountain bike racing, so you're used to that big jump in like, you know, from junior to U23, now U23 to elite.
For sure, yeah. And I think the U23 category is like such great development. So it has been really
Do you have
awesome.
any advice for some of the U23 ladies?
Oh man, it was such a crazy jump for me. Just like that long stuff is so different than anything I had done before.
The distance.
Yeah, I think just like it's really easy to get caught up in it all, but you know, eat a lot of food.
Honestly,
that's like
it's
an
great
easy one.
advice.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's hard to do, right?
It is. Like I had to learn it last year and it was so hard. So I think that's a big one, and just like enjoy it honestly, because like U23 years are definitely hard, but like it's really awesome that you have this opportunity at the end of the day. So
yeah, did you find yourself like looking for the other U23 girls in the field of elites when you were racing last year?
Definitely a bit. I think there was some of like just like kind of checking around. I know at Unbound we raced the 100, and so we actually like were more together, which was really awesome.
So nice.
And I like raced with like one of the girls all day, which was really cool, and we kind of had like a pretty good battle. A lot of the other ones I would look for them, but like, I mean, there weren't that many of us in like the whole elite field, so I kind of would keep tabs, but like didn't see a lot of them. So it was we were kind of out there for sure.
Well, so you're sort of going to be in this new like kind of mentorship role because you're the first U23 to now have a spot.
Sure, bring it on, I guess.
Yeah. Not to add more pressure to you. Well, I have one last question for you. Who is your pick for the Lifetime Grand Prix U23 spot?
Oh man, there's two actually that I have.
Okay, we love the two.
Yes, they're both incredibly talented, and I've raced with them both. So Alex Charles, who I rode with Unbound last year, and like we kind of dropped her at one point, and I look back like a mile to go, and she's like charging back. So I think she had a great year. She's gonna have a great year, and then Emily Stapleton, who is on Bear National Team, which I used to ride for.
Oh, right.
And she won Sea Otter U23 last year. So I think she's going to be incredible. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch.
Well, write it down, ladies and gentlemen. You've got your picks right here from Ruth Holcomb. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
And we're going to take a look at the 2025 race recap and what had happened last year.
The 2025 Lifetime Grand Prix began at the iconic Sea Otter Classic, where a bold shift to gravel racing set the tone for an unpredictable season. From the gun, it was chaos. Technical descents, relentless climbs, and early attacks splitting the field to pieces. In the men's race, a daring solo break from Simon Pelot lit up the course, holding strong for miles as the favorites hesitated behind. But when it mattered most, the chase ignited. Matt Beers and Alexei Vermeulen bridged the gap, setting the stage for a final showdown. Then, Keegan Swenson made his move. A decisive attack on the final climb, and no one could respond. Swenson charged into Laguna Seca alone, claiming victory and opening the series exactly where he left off, on top. In the women's race, it was a masterclass in dominance. Haley Batten launched a fearless solo attack mid-race and never looked back. Minute by minute, mile by mile, the gap grew, turning a bold move into a statement win. Behind her, Sofia Gomez Vichafanye and Cecily Decker battled deep into the final meters, fighting for every second. Gomez Vichafanye secured second, Decker an impressive third, but the day belonged to Batten. A new course, a new format, and a season that set the standard. Sea Otter delivered. Brutal, tactical, unforgettable.
Pretty exciting to see how the race went down last year and to kind of relive it a little bit, wasn't it?
Oh, man, I already got my hands sweating.
I told you I would.
Oh, yeah. Both of us.
This is way harder than racing.
Yeah. Sarah, from your experience and having been here and been a part of this event, part of the Grand Prix, what matters the most about Sea Otter this early in the season?
I think I always felt this pressure to just get the season started. I mean, most racers have had their season opener, their practice races, but anyone in the Grand Prix or trying to be in the Grand Prix, this is the event that they've been, focused on through base season, those hard days of training when you don't want to get out, you're like, nope, got to do it. Yeah, so I think getting it started is like the biggest thing.
And to that point, also, the expo is so big. Kimo, you were talking about that in the intro of like what is here on Laguna Seca. Like all of these people are here, like the who's who. This is when you get to really represent your sponsor, like you said, right out the gate. Like that added pressure. What is that like? And to start off on the right foot has got to be super keen for a lot of these athletes.
There's two races going on. It's the race, but also like the race to figure out where the tents are and where your sponsors are and how to be, a good athlete on both sides of the tape.
Yeah. One of the things that we changed up a couple years ago, when we went to the gravel race, we moved it up to Thursday for the pros. Mostly actually to help the help the elites, to give them that opportunity to be able to get around and meet with a lot of their partners here, because this is a pretty important event. You heard Cam say, last year he was out here, as an early pro, get the opportunity to get around and meet a bunch of different potential sponsors, and so it really creates a pretty cool, opportunity for pros, right?
In addition to the pregnancy clause being introduced, I truly think that that was like the best thing Lifetime could have done for the athletes. Really, everyone was like thrilled that the race gets moved earlier. We can stay, we can be good athletes afterwards. But up until, you know, tomorrow, it's really focused on the bike race, which is great because it's hard to split it up.
And to the fan base, right?
Yeah,
Sign your
it's a big
cards,
deal.
come to the media tent,
Just all the
come to
kids.
the athlete panel, meet them, right? You want to shake their hands, you want to introduce and be like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan of yours. It's important.
Lauren, you had a long racing career. Talk a little bit about what it's like, you know, for these athletes that are starting in April, knowing that the end of this journey is not till end of October.
Yeah.
It's a long season, right? And where in the world can you put in a break? Where and how do you build up, right, to have like an A race, a B race, somewhat within like the pointy end of everything. So it's crucial to also just like really look after yourself and to just know when to shut it down. You got to have a plan. You've done the work. You've done all the base and build and try and not get sick too. Huge factor. But then also the mental capacity of it of, you know what, if you're here and you're not at your best form of we've talked to a couple of athletes, you know, coming in with some of the interviews is like, you know what, Simon was basically like, I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, and it's such a long season that if you're, you know, you see athletes peak at different times, and it's really an art form. You'll see people that are athletes that are really great at Sea Otter, and, you know, they maybe fade towards the end of the year and vice versa. So it's an interesting race to start.
Well, why don't we take a look at some of those athletes that are probably notable and probably deserve a little bit of a call out coming into tomorrow.
Come on, Matt Beers, top of the line. You got to talk about him. He was second here last year. He had a crushing Cape Epic just recently. If you talk to him or if you listen to him on any of the podcasts, like he is riding high and he's going to be a rider to watch. Kobe Freeburn also coming into great form already, winning Mid-South early season. Going to be someone to really look after. Durango native. Also,
Yep.
Sarah can speak on him.
Yeah.
And then you got Brendan Johnson that I'm rolling out with here. Trekkie, again, raced across Australia.
Oh,
did
yeah.
a couple of crit races, like coming in. He's going to be super strong as well.
And it's hard to not, you know, have eyes for Cam. You know, he's obviously like had such a stellar season last year. Lesby, always kind of in the mix. And he was, you know, he's a wild card last year, or he wasn't a wild card. He made it into the Grand Prix. And then Payson as well. He's just so consistent. And he got third in the Grand Prix in 2024. And then Simone, runner-up at Unbound, a fabulous season, and second in the Grand Prix.
You know, I've been watching this Felix Stelly. Most people don't recognize that name. New to the Grand Prix this year. Felix was top 5 at the UCI Gravel World Championships last year. He beat Tom Pidcock in the sprint. So I think Felix has got some legs. We're curious to see what he can do. Anton Stensby, another European rider coming over, podium finisher in the European Gravel Gravel Championships. Keegan Swenson, we talked about. You know, you can never discount Keegan Swenson, right? He's a absolute, three-time Grand Prix winner and led up until the final race of last year's event. Alexei Vermeulen, we talked about a little bit earlier, or we've mentioned earlier, third here last year, top Grand Prix finisher, just won Valley of Tears, and then Matthew Wilson, who Cam Wilson just mentioned, New Zealand XCO national champion as well. So on to the women.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, Sofia Gomez-Vichafanye, how do you not pick her? One of the top athletes, has won hand-in-hand, back-to-back. This is her race to lose, her series to lose.
Yeah, and I look at this and I look at Rosa. You know, she just came from the Roubaix last weekend. I mean, it's really hard to not want to watch what she does. And then Caro, defending Unbound champ, multi-time Traco winner. I can attest she is always quite strong. And you know, Paige just has every single year come, you know, closer and closer. Haley Preen just came from the Cape Epic and always is so strong, especially on a technical course like this. And Alexis is just consistently there.
couple others I wanted to call out here before we move on. Lauren Stevens, you got to give her a nod. Just come off the GC at Redlands, won the GC at Redlands this last weekend. Tiffany Cromwell, who we all know, World Tour veteran. Jennifer Jackson coming down from Canada, third at cross country. Marathon Cross Country Worlds last year, and then Kate Courtney, record holder from Leadville, multi-time XCO world champion actually. So we've got quite a stellar lineup on the female side as well. So I want to introduce our next guest here, Jeff Frost.
Hey, Kimo.
Most of you know as Frosty. Frosty is a 27th year as the event director for the Sea Otter Classic and all of the amazing races that happen out here. So Frosty, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, really good to see you here. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what we can expect on this course tomorrow?
The Sea Otter course is a really great test from beginning to end, as you've heard and you watched those highlights. Those highlights were awesome because it really pulled out the selective nature of that course, right? Fast, some really fast rolling sections, some pavement sections that really get their speed up. And then that killer climb coming back in, which is super selective at Lookout Ridge. And so we start right here at the Sea Otter Classic Bridge on the famous Laguna Seca Raceway. It's a paved start, goes to the top of the famous corkscrew, which is famous in the driving world. Heads out to the Fort Ord National Monument. It's a really ripping gravel road for the first several miles of the course. Downhill, as we come across this section, you'll start to see where it goes downhill. We loop around, very twisty, turny, fast. Come back around, up a paved climb, and we're getting ready to go into our first aid station. It was right there. Come around, and we're also climbing out again on pavement, but quick transition here to some of the fastest parts, what we call our perimeter road or Crescent Bluff Road. Great views, not that the racers will see it, of the agricultural valley to the north and west. Loops out the perimeter of the Fort Ord National Monument. Again, twisty, turny, up and down, right, Sarah? Not necessarily flat. It's got some terrain variation in it, so it's pretty good that way. Cross a paved road, and we head out more into some of the underutilized terrain. And so we're on the far west side. As you can see, the ocean is right there. A little kind of out and back, kind of twisty, turny portion. This is the only single track right there at mile 20. Back onto the road, pavement. And this is our second aid station, coming up on course aid station, Little Moab. Nice, tough, soft, sandy climb coming out of there. Quick descent back down to Barloy Canyon Road, which is paved. Now we're climbing Barloy. We're going to take a left turn, beginning of Lookout Ridge. And that's the start of Lookout Ridge, and this is where it gets tough. It's going to be rutted. Always a headwind, right, Sarah?
Oh, yeah.
Always. You're climbing, you're grunting, you're groaning, you're churning, and the headwind does not help at all.
Leads you back into the Sea Otter Classic Bridge where they started, and then they go back out and they do that 2 more times.
That's the exciting part as a fan, and I think as a racer too,
Yes.
right? Because you can get support. You come around 3 times, right? 2 times through start
Get
finish.
a little emotional boost.
Yes, people are cheering. You kind of gauge a lot of cat and mouse going on for the first couple of laps, and then you get a chance.
Yeah, you get a chance to see kind of where everyone's at. You get a little refreshment if you are lucky enough to grab a bottle, and then you head back out. It's honestly one of the more dynamic gravel courses, in my opinion, and when it was a mountain bike race, whatever, the course was. It was, I think, a favorite amongst the mountain bikers and more technical riders for sure.
Frosty, where do you think this race can be won on that course?
Seems
And where can it be lost?
Yes, yeah. It seems over the I think it's lost, to Sarah's point, if you don't have or don't take that support, that hydration, that nutrition. I think if you don't fuel for this
Long
race,
day.
It's a long day. And that climb up Lookout will remind you if you've ate
exposed.
enough or drank enough or done the things in preparation. I also think Lookout is where the selection is ultimately made.
Yeah, it is hard to ignore Lookout. I think every racer sort of dreads it, and some might look forward to it because it's a great separator. I'm curious this year to see how team tactics may or may not work. I personally think it's not a normal gravel course in that, it's not I don't know if teammates are going to be helpful or not.
Yeah, here you can see last year, this is where it kind of went down, right?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Simone had been off the front and got caught by Keegan,
That
Alexi,
wind.
and Matt. And, they caught him, and then Keegan put in the move right there, and you can see him just going away. But, yeah, that grass shows you that wind you're talking about, Frosty. It's in their face all the way up that hill.
Yeah. And it's rutted.
Yeah, very rutted.
That is the start of Lookout, and that is the most rutted of all. And there's less option for really good line. But once they start to make the big climb, it's still a test because of the ruts, but there are a few more good lines. And so you're spot on. That selection really starts when you come off the pavement. It doesn't start when you start the big climb, as we call it, up Lookout. But the wind, you're right.
I also think that first descent after the start is I think a lot of people a lot of racers are looking to that as a point of tension for sure. You have to have your tire pressure dialed in. You have to know exactly when to make your move, because move quick. Yep.
Well, here you can see Haley was off the front last year. Not a lot of excitement there because she was so far off the front. I think she ended up winning the race by 5 minutes last year,
Yeah,
if I
it was
recall.
wild.
So, certainly a decisive moment in the race on the women's side as well. But as Cecily Decker and Sophia came up here into this last climb together. This year after year now, this has proven to be one of the most exciting points on the course for sure, and definitely a decisive moment there.
No doubt. This is going to be a great
I can't
race.
wait. I know. I'm so excited. That just made me really excited to watch it and maybe not race it.
What are we seeing? What are we seeing for weather tomorrow? How's it going to impact the race? What do we think?
Hey, this race has always been an interesting location because of the fog coming off the water like that, right? And what happens is the sun comes up in the morning, fog sets in, it gets a little chilly,
It's
and then
chilly.
it burns off, and then all of a sudden you're just like, how can I take off the layers as soon as possible? Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I was going to say, I can speak to all the Colorado racers. Like in a normal winter, we're used to like just being freezing cold, and you're like, yes, the first race is in California, it's going to be warm, and then I'm consistently disappointed by California, honestly, truly, because it is chilly, and I believe last year it was pretty foggy. But in some ways, because the course is so exposed, it's kind of nice to have a little reprieve from what could be a baking hot day. And I believe it's supposed to get not crazy hot, which I think the racers will be excited about, because then nutrition really does become like, the name of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I know from experience, just getting out the opportunity to get out and ride the course during the day. Once that fog does burn off, if there's
hot.
no cloud cover, you hit that Lookout Ridge, boy, it is hot.
Yeah.
You can really bake.
People cramp. I mean, it really can be the difference between a good race and a bad race if you're on your nutrition or not.
All right, let's talk about some favorites. This is
Oh, is this our picks?
This is where we start to get sweaty palms.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like,
we're gonna start calling
right,
certain people out here, but
Well-
let's talk about some favorites to potentially win. Lauren.
Well, when you look back at the recap from last year, who did we see? Keegan Swenson right there at the front. And so, of course, he's going to be a favorite of mine for tomorrow. And then Safisha Vishafanye. I mean, come on.
I see you went with the safe choices.
Yeah, I sure did.
I mean, they're a good bet.
Yeah.
For me, I think on the women's side, I've got to go with Kate Courtney. I mean, coming off, with her stellar career and what she did at Leadville last year, watching her break that record by almost 10 minutes. She's now obviously the current record holder at Leadville. Just amazing what she can do.
That record stood.
That record had stood for, I think, 10 or 11 years, and she came in and just absolutely crushed it. And then I mentioned earlier this Felix Stelly. He's almost a dark horse for me, but boy, the impressive result he had at the Gravel World Championships last year, the UCI Gravel World Championships, really, I've got him as a chance to win this thing.
He's young.
He's a young
He's
one.
a young gun.
Young kid.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that. I'm trying to remember what my. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Braden Lang. It's hard to not choose him. The Hills gravel race, that win. I mean, he beat one of his heroes, Nino Schurter, who no big deal. Which is kind of cool. So it's hard to not pick his technical skills. He's obviously on form. And then I also went with Kate Courtney. You stole my choice.
Well, no, those are good choices.
That's a pretty
I don't
good
think I
choice.
actually looked at the start list. I just totally was like, I know who I'm going to pick.
Just went with last year's finisher list.
Yeah, I mean, safe choices for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to choose different than, the other winners.
Yes.
Be a little more creative.
Good pick. Yeah.
But yeah, I picked Kate for the same reasons.
Okay, yeah, again, we're thinking about the podium and how that played out. Let's see, what did, again... Yeah, Cam Jones. I mean, come on. He's our favorite from last year, our winner from last year coming in. He seems pretty calm, cool, and collected looking into the race for tomorrow. Alexei Vermeulen, got to talk to him a little bit yesterday, and he's always spicy. I just love talking to him.
Easy to chat with.
Again, Keegan, yeah. And again, on the pre-broadcast, we saw that he had thrown up right at the finish line. So if anybody knows how to just dig all the way deep, it's him. So... Yeah, and then I rounded out, of course, Matt Beers and Simon Pillode, which we'll come back to that one. And, again, for our women, got to go with Sophia. Cecily is also just one of my favorites just because she just races so hard, you guys. Like, she just puts her heart on her sleeve. Maybe not the most savvy bike racer, but I definitely put her as, like, one of the, right? Like, she's just so strong.
And you would know because you are a savvy bike racer.
I was a sprinter. Paige Onweller, again, rounding out the top three for me. Cecile Lejeune, one of my favorites out of Tucson, Arizona, a new up-and-coming rider for the Lifetime Grand Prix. And Alexis Scarta, she's on a new team, Q36.5 this year, and I love the yellow. It really pops.
Oh, yeah, you can see her.
Yeah,
cool. That's a good lineup.
Are we talking? Are we doing men next? For me, again, I mentioned Felix Deli. Again, unknown for us, but excited to see what he can do here. You got to put Keegan Swenson on here. Now, I'm not betting my paycheck on them being in this order, but these are the ones I'm thinking that are that on the podium. Let's say.
Alexi, you can
Alexi
do that. You can do that as like race owner.
I don't see a 1 through 5 here. I just see 5. So.
Okay.
He doesn't see numbers.
Yeah. Fan favorite Alexei Vermeulen. I mean, you can't discount him. He's just so solid. Third here last year. Just won Valley of Tears, so he's got some great form here this spring. Matt Beers. I mean, the guy is just an engine. He shows up. If he stays upright, he's going to be in the top 5. And then obviously you've got to bring in Cam Jones as well. So. On the women's side, I mentioned earlier Kate Courtney. You can't discount Sophia at all. She is always here in the front, likely to be the top Grand Prix points winner tomorrow. Lauren Stevens, coming off that GC win at Redlands this past weekend,
strong.
Amazing results. She is just always strong. Current gravel national champion, obviously. Cecily Decker, that performance she had here last year showed that she can hang till the very end and likely get herself on the podium. And then, I had a toss-up here, I got to tell you, between Haley Preen, who had a phenomenal result here last year, great year in the Grand Prix, but we also have Tiffany Cromwell coming here coming in from Australia, and just coming out of the women's Paris-Roubaix last weekend and coming across the ocean with Rosa Closer too, by the way.
Roubaix was pretty easy
in the
compared,
It was a soft year this year at Roubaix, but yeah, Tiffany coming off, obviously great. She's always got great fitness and great form. So
yeah. Well, I'm excited to see. These are good lineups. I'm like, who did I pick? I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So I went with Braden, of course. Like, it's just fun to see, his life went from mountain bike racing and now is he the current gravel national champ? Yeah. Stars and stripes there. Matt Beers, always a fave. He's just a solid choice. Cam as well is sort of becoming that. And Keegan, he got me with the throwing up across the line.
Yeah.
I had to give him a pick on there. And then Andreas, I just wanted to throw a new person in there for myself, really.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, watching the Cape Epic, it's hard to feel like if someone doesn't do well at Cape Epic, I feel like he's just on form. He had a win there, and I've heard that race is quite hard. So
he's got quite a history too.
And then I went with mountain bikers a little bit, a mountain bike heavy lineup. So Kate and Jen, I've watched them and raced against them. I used to race against Jen with cyclocross, and she just had a phenomenal weekend last weekend out sprinting Haley Batten.
Yeah.
So that's why she went. I know. I was like her and Kate, but Kate has proven herself with I just don't know how I'm assuming her endurance is just fine. And then Sophia, I mean, you just have to throw Sophia in there. She is going to win or get, second or third or fourth, whatever. And then Rosa, I'm really excited to watch obviously Rosa's strong. She also came from Paris-Roubaix, where she was off the front for 40, 50 miles, like off the front.
Early on.
Insane.
Yep.
So cool to see. I am just curious how she does in the Grand Prix in general, and specifically at Sea Otter with mountain biking, a little more technical. I don't know if it's more technical than Roubaix. Who knows? Different technical, different tires. And then Larissa, she won the hills, and she's sort of like, she's on the canyon team. And yeah, I think the hills could be kind of a good identifier for Sea Otter. It's just really climby, technical, and very hard. So
You know, Larissa was also 9th last year at UCI Gravel World Championship.
Was she?
I saw that in the results this morning.
All right.
So she,
Cow, yeah.
with a bunch of heavy
Good
hitter
pick.
UCI roadies that showed
like
up at
the
that
dark
race,
horse.
and she ended up 9th. So I think that's a solid pick.
yeah, I'm excited to see.
And if we're going to do our Lifetime Grand Prix overall
yeah.
winners, yet again, like, come on. Like,
I knew it.
did you? I mean, like, is that an easy one for me to just kind of go with? Again, Keegan Swinson, Sophia Gomez Vichafanye, they've won it the last couple of years. How do you not? How do you not?
You
That's
have
easy.
to.
Is
One
that
of us
easy
had
bets?
to.
Come on.
We see Lauren's going for the win.
Well, I'm with you on Sophia. I think it's pretty hard to take her out of there, but I got to go with Cam.
Oh,
Nice.
I think
Yeah,
the performance, and I tell you, I saw him down in Australia earlier this year at Rattle Gravel, and he flatted twice and chased back and almost caught Roman Bardet
really?
Holy
at the finish.
moly.
Yeah, just got second, but
Wow.
He got second.
Got second, but because Roman Bardet was off the front, but Cam had flatted twice, chased back twice, and still almost came back to win that race. So he's on phenomenal early season form. He talked a little bit about that record he just set on the White Rim Trail here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
That's
I think
a big deal.
I think
Yes.
he's got some phenomenal
and
form.
both sides, I mean, it's really competitive. Like, I mean, Payson kind of started off that white rim trend, and
Yeah.
it's really taken off. And Cam, in true Cam fashion, just kind of showed up and did it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, really
so
crazy.
I feel like
Talent.
that's a safe choice there. I'm like, who did I choose? Oh, I also went with Cam. And I just want to mix it up. I feel like Cecily, she lives really close to us in she's down in Santa Fe, and I know she's been putting in the work, and she's young and so dang strong, and she just has that drive to learn every single year. It's a little bit, I was a little unsure because we didn't get to see how she did at Little Sugar last year. She had a back injury, so I'm a little unsure about her mountain biking, but if anyone is up for it, it's Cecily. So I just wanted to, you never know.
You never know.
Got to mix
All
it up.
right. Dark horses. What do we think
Oh, man. Like,
for the season? This
Who
is
you
for
wanna
the Lifetime
pick?
Grand Prix season.
Siemens Vinson, yeah, I mean, he's already had some good results.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice.
New to the series and coming over here, I'm excited to see what he does. And I don't know why I have Matt Beers as my dark horse.
I was like, wait, what?
I don't know.
For a second,
I
I
mean, he
was like,
shouldn't be a dark horse.
He's a tall horse.
When the when the emails roll in and like give us your answers, like here you go. So yeah,
can
sorry,
you
guys.
on the fly come up with another dark horse who's actually a little maybe more in the shadow?
Oh gosh,
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, y'all go for it.
Well, I think
I'll
that's
defer to
a
you.
solid choice for Matt Beers.
Oh my gosh.
My dark horses on the men's side. I again not to win these are dark horses to win the series. These aren't our first picks. Remember, this is second and third options.
Sarah's
so.
like, what's going
Did
on?
I read
Yeah,
the
I
assignment wrong?
I did Felix Deli and Matt Beers. You gotta give one of those two guys. If it's not Keegan, it's got to be one of those two guys.
I'm excited to see what Felix does. You've pumped me up to watch that guy race for sure. Okay, I didn't go with Matt Beers. I went with Kobe Freeburn. He's a Durango local, born and raised, but when he out-sprinted Cam at Mid-South, Cam told me he did some of his best numbers in that sprint, and Kobe was like, I think I just had the good legs. And I don't know if Kobe knows that he is like going to be that strong.
Good
so
for him.
And then Mark Pritzen, I'm so sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly, but I just want to throw in someone a little bit newer and different, a name that we haven't really seen roll across.
That's
and
good.
we'll just see what Mark can do at Sea Otter. I have confidence that he's also an incredibly strong rider. And the wild card spots are really exciting.
Yeah.
It's really fun to see how people's season comes together. And it's a tough competition. I think Cam mentioned that.
Do you know Mark?
No, I just threw him in there. I just threw him in.
Love it. I love it. This is what Sarah's all about, guys.
Those are
I love a dark
two
horse.
dark horses. Yeah.
I'm sorry, as someone who, like, my start of my gravel career, they're like, Sarah Sturm. Who is she? We don't know. And I loved it. I loved that moment. So I just want someone who no one knows.
Love it.
It's a big deal.
Nice. And then on to our women's dark horses. I love Stella Hobbs. She's awesome.
Yes.
And even then, she's really not quite so much a dark horse, right? She's had some good results. Definitely been on the podium. Someone to really watch for. She's such a strong rider. And yeah, again, Caro as well. Not necessarily a dark horse per se, but again, just
A
some
little bit
strong
for the
women
Grand
that-
Prix.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And I just, I just want them. I don't know. If I'm going to look at someone to get a top 3 and win some races, I'm going with them.
Coming off a win at Unbound, you can't discount her for sure.
Yeah.
we know
She's
you know,
figured out
she's-
the Europe to U.S. thing,
Yeah.
maybe.
For my dark horses on the women's side, I went with Rosa Closer, 2023 Unbound winner. Just obviously she went over and she used Paris-Roubaix as a training race for this weekend. So she's got to be coming in strong, and she's definitely, I think she could put together a good season. Cecily Decker, following what she did last year, I think she's only going to continue to improve.
Agreed.
So I got her
Good
on my
picks.
second dark horse spot.
Yeah. I feel like those are solid ones. Did I go with? Oh yeah, I went with Michaela Thompson. I went with the Durango.
You love
Yeah, I was
the Durango.
gonna
I know.
say,
I really.
yeah.
They're
Your
just
home-
like
your
so
hometown.
full. Yeah, and
Well, they've
Sophia.
kind of put out some talent,
Sophia.
don't you think?
They really do. I mean, it's been tried and true. But yeah, Michaela is she's had those like glimmers of really top results, and she just needs to put that consistency. But I think people forget how young she is.
Right.
Like she was just out of U23 like last year. Like she could have been. She really was one of the first U23 athletes. There just wasn't a category, and I just have so much faith in her ability. And Sophia Waite too. Like she's kind of one of those like. Comes off of like XCO mountain biking, a little burned out on that scene, and is excited to be here and is really strong. I train with these girls; they're really strong.
Yeah, that's great. Good picks. Those are great picks. I like them.
So, what to watch? What do we need to be looking out for tomorrow? What are some of the outlying factors that could influence the race? Equipment,
Always.
injuries, crashes. What are the things that can go right? What can go wrong?
The beauty of being here a little bit early, having the advantage of talking to some of these athletes, being in the expo, whatnot, talking to Caro, and I asked her, I was like, okay, so team, are we one team, Pas
Good
Normal,
question.
or are we our own individuals? And she's like, well, it's a little tricky. She says, we're wearing the same kit, but then we have our own sponsors, right? When you start to look down the ladder. So she's not going to get in the way of someone chasing down her teammate, and she's not going to be the one to chase down her teammate.
Well, that seems like a teammate,
Kinda.
but they're not like leading out.
Yeah. So
It is
what
really
is it
hard.
like? What
No,
is
it's
it?
really
Yeah.
hard. I mean, Unbound a few years ago, like G and Sophia and I were, sort of teammates. And then G and I very much were teammates, and I, decided, and we were incentivized by a shared sponsor. But yeah, it's really hard. And Rafa is sort of in the same boat as the Pas Normal team, where like we all have a unifying sponsor, but then we have all of our individual sponsors too. So are you chasing? I think sometimes it's just that gut. And truly, I believe that if there's that finish line in front of these men and women, they're going to go for it.
And this course doesn't really lend, you talked to this earlier,
Yeah.
Sarah, is it's not really a teamwork opportunity out here because, as Jeff was talking about, how tight and technical this course is. And where would you even have a concerted effort to chase someone back?
I think there's room for passing, but I don't I've talked to some of the racers, and I don't know if it's really like there's not ever like it's not like racing in the Midwest, there's not like 20 miles of a straight road where you can see what's going on. Like it's not only technical, but it's really like it's much tighter. And so I don't know if like drafting even really helps. I mean,
And anywhere there's a straightaway, it's usually uphill.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to
Yeah.
work together there, because then it's just the attrition of what's left. And
Right.
these 30-mile circuits, right? That's not a whole lot.
yeah. And I mean, it's not like they can really like give each other wheels like what we
Right.
saw at Roubaix. You can't just
Right.
like give your teammate a bike. You're out there on your own. So.
Yeah, so in the world of gravel, it's been all the buzz, right? What's happening? Our teams are coming for gravel, right? And
Not for Sea Otter.
I think probably not going to be as big a factor tomorrow, but it'll be interesting to see. So
Could be.
we'll all get to see how the teams kind of, if there is any dynamics tomorrow. We'll certainly get to talk about it more at Unbound here in a couple months, about 6-7 weeks. So we hope you all come back to join us live tomorrow. We'll be kicking off the men's race at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, followed up by the women's race starting 30 minutes later, 10:30. So come back and join us. My two co-hosts here, thank you very much,
Thank
Lauren
you.
and Sturmy. Looking forward to spending the day with you tomorrow,
All
covering
right.
the race, and thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Yay.